Have you ever sat alone at night after a long day and wondered why life feels so heavy? You do everything you're supposed to do. You work hard. You try to achieve. You run after goals. But when you finally stop and look inside, there is still an emptiness. It feels like no matter what you gain, something important is missing. Many people feel this way, though they don't always say it out loud. We live in a world full of noise, busy schedules, and endless pressure to succeed. But when the noise fades, when the phone is silent, and when we are alone with ourselves, that question comes back. What is the point of it all? If you have ever felt this quiet pain, then stay with me. Because the story you are about to hear may heal your heart. In a quiet village, surrounded by green hills and clear rivers, lived a young man named Daniel. Everyone in the village respected him. He was strong, brave, and always ready to help. Whenever there was a challenge, Daniel was the first to step forward. People admired his courage and trusted his decisions. To the outside world, it looked like Daniel had everything: success, respect, and a good life. But what people could not see was the sadness hidden deep inside him. No matter how many tasks he completed, no matter how many problems he solved, Daniel always felt something was missing. At night, when the village was silent and the stars filled the sky, he would sit alone and ask himself, "Why do I still feel empty?" On the surface, his life seemed perfect. Yet, inside his heart, there was a quiet ache, a feeling that one piece of his story was still incomplete. One day, Daniel heard about a wise old man named Eli who lived in a small wooden hut near the edge of the forest. People in the village said Eli's words were like a mirror. When you spoke to him, you began to see yourself in a new way. Many who felt lost went to him and returned with peace in their hearts. Daniel thought for many days. Finally, when the emptiness inside him became too heavy, he decided to visit Eli. Early one morning, with a heavy heart but a little hope, Daniel walked along the narrow path to the forest. When he reached the hut, he saw Eli sitting calmly on a chair. His eyes were peaceful, and his face carried a gentle smile. Daniel bowed his head and said, "Grandpa Eli, I need your help. I work hard, I achieve many things, but inside I still feel empty. Please tell me, how can I find true happiness?" Eli listened carefully and then spoke in a calm voice. "Daniel, I will help you, but first you must do something for me." He pointed to an old wooden bucket resting near the hut. The bucket had several cracks in its sides. "Take this bucket," Eli said, "and every day for 1 week, fill it with water from the river and pour it into my well." Daniel looked at the bucket and felt confused. "But it has cracks. The water will leak out." Still, he respected Eli and agreed. The next morning, Daniel walked to the river. The sun was hot, the path was long, and the bucket was heavy. By the time he reached the well, most of the water had leaked away. He felt useless, yet he did not stop. Day after day, he repeated the task, though each time the bucket was nearly empty. At the end of the week, Daniel returned to Eli, tired and discouraged. "I failed," he said sadly. "The bucket could not hold the water." Eli smiled gently. "Turn around, Daniel. Look at the path you walked every day." Daniel turned and his eyes widened. The once dry and dusty road was now covered with green grass and blooming flowers. Eli said softly, "Do you see? The water that leaked from the cracked bucket gave life to the ground. It made the dry path green again. You thought your effort was wasted, But in truth, every step created beauty. In that moment, Daniel understood. Life is not only about reaching the final goal. True happiness comes from the journey itself, the impact we make along the way, often without even realizing it. Even with flaws, even with struggles, we still give something valuable to the world. This story is also about you. Maybe you feel broken at times. Maybe you think your efforts do not matter. But like the cracked bucket, you are leaving behind life, hope, and beauty in ways you cannot always see. So do not be sad about your flaws. Instead, ask yourself, what beauty am I creating along the way? If this story touched your heart, stay with us. Like the video, share it with someone you care about and subscribe so we can continue bringing you stories that heal the soul.